What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with the first episode of Meta Mondays. And I quite like that it's on a Monday, and I like that it's, matchy Meta Mondays, the double M's. It's a good way to start the week. You kind of check in on the meta, see how things have adapted over the previous week, and that way you can inform your brewing for the week ahead. So, first episode of Meta Mondays, and what we're going to always do is have a quick look at Untapped before we dive into tonight's brew. So, I do have a premium subscription. I do have a few bits and bobs and bells and whistles that you guys wouldn't have if you don't have a premium subscription. I do highly recommend that you grab it. If you don't have Untapped at all, what are you doing? It definitely informs my play on a regular basis, and I highly recommend it. So starting off here in bronze, I've moved myself to the left of your screens so that you can see the filters that I apply. What I found very interesting is that now that the Meat Hook Massacre has been banned for a little while, what we all expected to happen has happened. Mono Black has fallen down here, and the top 4 decks are essentially aggressive creature-based decks. With the exception of Selesnya Enchantments, which was posting really high win rates even before the Meat Hook Massacre was banned, and now that it has, it's gotten even better. Ridiculously stupid broken deck. They have those turns that are just insane, like play 3 enchantments and hit you with a Michigo and put it on the life gainer and swing for 10 or something on turn 3. It's just ridiculous. But the other 3, I have no surprises. Mono Red Aggro, Gruul Aggro, and Mono White Aggro right back on top. Now that Mono Black just doesn't have a good sweeper. If you think about it, there isn't another sweeper in black that even comes close to Mono Black, Meat Hook Massacre, because we've got the Orzhov Path of Peril. I guess Mono Black could splash some white and play Path of Peril, but then, you can only really cast it on turn 3 and sweep up the 1 and 2 drops. And you've got a lot of those yourself, your Tenacious Underdog and the Sleeper and things, Sleeper Agent. And then when you can actually do the full sweep, it's on turn 6. And then you would be losing your own Sheoldred and stuff. So it just doesn't make sense to run it in the deck. Drag to the bottom is designed for domain decks, so not going to be played in Mono Black. And that's really it as far as black sweepers are concerned. So very interesting. I wonder if Dominaria, if Brothers War is going to do something about that. Because we just sat through an entire year where Mono White Aggro was the top aggro deck in the format. And here we are again. Mono White Aggro firmly at the top, and that is the case right the way through. I'm just going to kind of quickly scroll through silver, gold. As you can see, the other interesting thing to note is that Mono Red Aggro is the most popular deck in the format, even though Mono White is the one with the highest win rates. And that is true right up in here into Platinum, and I believe into Diamond. Mono Red Aggro, the most popular deck in the format. But not posting the highest win rates, although it is very close with the second, third, and fourth place, and then right up into Mythic. Suddenly, Mono White and Mono Black are back on top here. Somehow, I think this might still be a little bit of old data that Untapped hasn't updated itself, because the win rates for Mono Black are pretty shoddy. And Mono White Aggro just right the way through, top of the pile. Absolutely busted. They haven't really done any changes. The deck has just remained exactly the same. What I've noticed is that there's less one-offs. Like I would run it maybe with like cut 1 Talia, cut 1 Hotshot Mechanic, maybe put in 1 Bankbuster and 1 Wandering Emperor, maybe cut 1 Sarah Paragon, have 2 Wandering Emperors, something like that, or maybe play some ways to remove Sheoldred, like, I don't know, Destroy Evil or whatever. None of that going on. Just 4 of everything. Makes it really consistent. You have that turn 2 Talia into turn 3 Anointed Peacekeeper that just shuts down the opponents from casting anything relevant, and then you can scry with your Guardian of New Benalia, and whatever you discard to make it indestructible, you can bring back with the Sarah Paragon. The only real removal is Brutal Cathar, and 1 copy of Iganjo here in the top version. However, I would probably run 2 copies because of all the blue Jin decks. So nice clean answer to that, unless they have slip out the back. So quite nice. But yeah, incredibly strong, super broken. Feels very similar to the previous version of Mono White Aggro. The Guardian of New Benalia has just replaced the Luminarch Aspirant, and we still got the Intrepid Adversary to buff the whole squad and make it so that the opponent just cannot block no matter what they try. And yeah, for that reason and that reason alone, I think it's the top dog in the meta. Interestingly, though, when you switch to best of 3, the black-based decks, Rakdos, Grixis, Jund, Esper, are the top ones, and Mono White doesn't show anywhere around here, not even if you bring it down into, I mean, nowhere. No sign of Mono White Aggro in Platinum even. Nada. Zip. Zilch. And that is because the other really good cards in Mono Black are still there, and Esper, Grixis, Rakdos, they get to play other sweepers that Mono Black doesn't have access to, like, you know, Burn Down the House or Farewell, Depopulate, that kind of thing. But then they still get to run all the other really strong cards from Mono Black, your Shield Reds and your Invoke Despairs and things like that. So it makes sense that in best of 3, nothing really has changed after the banning of Meathook Massacre. These decks were only ever really running maybe a 2 of, sometimes even just a 1 of Meathook Massacre. So anyway, just thought I would show you that. But what I do want to focus on for tonight is this really popular deck that is popular in best of 1 right up into Diamond, which is Mono Red Aggro, which has seen a few changes, namely the addition of Squee and Radha Firebrand, which I completely wrote off for a mono red deck because of the domain. And, you know, you don't want to really play domain cards in a monocolored deck, but it's actually been really good. This ability to render, you know, one of your opponent's creatures, you know, makes it so that it can't block this turn, really helps to continue to get through for that damage. I've been on a bit of a tear with the deck myself. I'm sitting on 70-something plus win rate, 15 wins or something to 4 losses. It's going really, really well. You'll have to see. You know, seeing is believing. So, without further ado, let's jump into my version of Mono Red Aggro for Meta Mondays. Just going to move myself back over here as usual and jump into deck. Meta Mondays, RDW. I've put in the full playset of Radha. I've got the Squee, but I've made a few little adjustments of my own. I've managed to squeeze in a 1 of Chandra, and I've just removed 1 of the Play with Fires and put in 1 Flame-Blessed Bolt, and I'm running the Shivan Devastator as a 3 of, although we may end up cutting 1 and putting in the 5 damage removal spell for Shieldred. Flame something or another. Rending Flame. We may end up putting, you know, cut the Chandra, cut 1 Devastator, and put in a couple copies of Rending Flame. I think that might end up being the way to go. And then I've put 2 Sokenzans instead of the 1, but ultimately very, very similar to what we're seeing on Untapped, which fits, you know, the theme of today. Meta Mondays. What I really like about Radha, and something I really need to mention before we jump into the games, is that it's a fantastic alternative to Bloodthirsty Adversary as a turn 2 play on top of Kumano faces Kakkazan, because it comes into play as a 4-2, and that makes it so that when it attacks the creatures that it can render so that they can't block are, you know, creatures with higher power than it would if it was just a 3-1. So very nice. Turn 2 play, Kumano into Radha, I like. And then, of course, you can also pump it with the Reckless Stormseeker and make it even stronger. And, you know, even a Shieldred won't be able to block at that point. The other things that are worth mentioning is that you can actually do the activation more often than not, because you do have basic mountains. The activation cost goes down to 4 sorry, to 5, which isn't impossible to get to in mono red. Sometimes you do get those games that go to like turn 5, turn 6 before you can squeeze out the victory. And yeah, Squee being able to come back from the yard is fantastic. A little bit of a nombo with the Bloodthirsty Adversary, because you often have to exile the removal spells that you would like to cast again with the Bloodthirsty Adversary. But it is really nice and aggressive. Another hasty 3-drop that grows your board state, so quite nice. And that's the deck. Nothing much to it. I think it's about time that we jump into some games. I think we may even be able to trim 1 land. I saw some versions that were running like 22. By no means solved yet. There's lots that can still change, I think. Like I said, maybe cut the Chandra altogether. Cut a land. Cut 1 Shivan Devastator. Now you have 3 more cards that you can, you know, put here and there. On the play. Kumano. Blah, blah, blah. The mana to cast our whole hand. Looking good. I've climbed back up into the mid-90s. After wallowing around the high 80s for a while. I hope they play their other dude. No? Okay. I was worrying about a Cami. Ah, okay, okay. What you gonna exile? My Squee? A 3-drop. Nice. We kill your dude. Exiled. Thank you, Kumano. Let's get another hasty boy and end the game, shall we? Bye-bye. Got a bit lucky. That deck has these turns that are just freaking ridiculous. They'll get down the Jukai Naturalist and then pump it with the Michigo's Reign of Truth and just swing on like turn 3 for 7 with life gain, and that just destroys your RDW plan. You just scoop it up when that happens. I promise you, you're not going to win. I've gone up against it enough times that I can tell you that for a fact. Jerry. Scan on Jerry. Not the greatest hand. Whoopsie. It's probably that Spell Thief, Bant Spell Thief deck. Kodama, huh? We need a land. We need a land badly. Hey, not bad. But he's swinging, which I like to see. Hopefully he doesn't play another Virtuoso and hold up something like Tamiyo's. Squee's nice. Eight. He's got the shake up. Ay caramba. I mean, not the shore up, sorry. To be expected, actually. This card, it makes perfect sense in this deck. Oh, we need a land. Please give me a land. I think we just screwed at this point, honestly. Kodama in the house. We can't even get through with the Raiju. Jeez. It's the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. Just brick, brick, brickety brick. He's going to do 9 damage at least next turn with the Homestead Courage, so this may be our final. Why wouldn't you just... Yeah, there we go. The vigilance there was just terrible. Very nice deck. I like. Good, well played. Always just a little bit too late. Got a fading hope. Good game. Well played. These banned, you know, target your own stuff decks are pretty strong. I'm surprised they're not making a showing at all on the meta, like at all. I guess they're just not that easy to play. They can fall apart quite quickly. But I can imagine them. I think we need to. I already put one up a little while back with the Spell Thief. May have to reserve a version 2 for another episode of Serious Jank in the coming week, because there's definitely something there. Just picking the right spells. Found our third land. Happy chappy. Maybe it's Boros. Oh, wow. It's the Joda deck. I get a feeling it's going to be... Okay, it's going to go for removal instead. I was thinking maybe Talia. It's the Joda deck, for sure. So instead of playing out Squee... or should we play Squee? Yeah, let's play Squee. This Joda deck slaps. I've got it lined up for one of the normal brew days. It's often Denic or Adeline. If it's CGB's version, they'll be playing one copy of... Oh. Cool, cool, cool. That's okay. MW Matson, what you got on turn 4? Rathadrabic. Don't think he has the mana to play anything that I'm too worried about here. Reckless Stormseeker on itself, swing, should do the trick. Ew. Trust me, that deck slaps. Wowza. I've been taking it for a couple of runs on Mythic, and it's just been... I've won every match so far. Rathadrabic, Adeline... Adeline, Alana and Helena, Sigada, and then 5 copies of Joda. Wow, it's ridiculous. And you can get Joda out on turn 5, like, so often. If you use also Talia, the Dawnheart Prime, to tap your humans for more mana. Two drop off the top would be great. That'll do. Benalia, Chicky. Oh, even better. Might be Adeline now, though, with the 4 toughness. Brutal Cathar. Oh, so brutal. And now we're flooding like crazy. Maybe lets it go to day. I mean night. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Or maybe it's going to be the Sarah Paragon. Or the Wandering Emperor. Oh, bugger. Well. We're just flooding like crazy. Shivan Devastator off the top, baby. Come on. I know you want to. Sarah Paragon would suck. I want to try and keep swinging with this little chickie. Ah, we are suckarooed, my friend. So gross. So gross. Yeah, don't swing with the Cathar. That's a bad idea. If we do get the Shivan Devastator, it could be next. Wow. Don't you just love flooding? The good thing about RDW is you know when it's done and you just next. So I think let's make some quick adjustments on the fly here. I'm going to cut the Chandra and one Shivan Devastator, and I'm going to put in 2 of those Rending Flames. JP Rankamana. Rankamana. Yes. Kumano into Radha. I like. Or maybe if he plays something small. Mono white again. Oh dear Lord. What have I done to deserve this? Yeah. Juicy. Now one more land, so we can play Lightning Strike into Phoenix Chick. Would be very nice. We got a bit lucky. No Adeline. He's gonna swing. Oh, that's just lovely. You just probably lost yourself the game there, mate. Perfection. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Wonder if he's got anything at 1 mana that will be able to do anything, really. Whew. Nice. Skadoosh. Just with 1 and 2 drops. Oh, RDW, I do like you these days. Feels very, very nice. I've seen people posting lists on Twitter that got like, you know, they managed to qualify for the Mythic Qualifier with some best of 3 RDW deck. Undefeated runs. Ooh. Trying to get close to the numbers once again. On the play, on the play. Fourth land ensures we can play a Thundering Raiju off the top. In case he comes with the Adeline next turn, then we have 2 creatures. I mean, with oh my goodness. The Planeswalker. Okay. Cool. Play that shield red, baby. I'm ready. Huh? That's better than I hoped. Of course, we just burnt our 1 removal spell. I should have put the counter elsewhere. That was pretty dumb, I must say. Ah, we just lost again. Oh, that was so stupid.
I bring my own army.
Yeah, that's game over.
All doomed.
Blitz in the underdog. That was a real bad misplay. I mean, we would have lost anyway. Any lifelink. We used our bloody Rending Flame on the wrong target. It was just really ridiculous. Next. How are we doing for time? Alright. Got at least a couple matches left in us. doing alright so far. I think there was the right calls to bring in the Rending Flames. That was the first time we actually had the chance to use it, and I just went and did something so stupid to use it on a graveyard trespasser like that. And when he blocked the other, you know, when he blocked and traded the other trespasser away, I should have guessed he had Shieldred in hand. So it's definite misplay. We live and we learn. Sure. On the draw feels pretty bad in these colors. Against the Zorius control. And we're flooding. I was expecting wedding announcement. Oh, God. I'm not going to play a Reckless Stormseeker into a counter spell, that's for sure. And it's going to be Wandering Emperor next turn anyway. Where my Raiju's at. Sometimes I wonder, man. Even worse. It's not even Wandering Emperor, it's even worse than Wandering Emperor. This has got to be my worst matchup. Like, in terms of what I enjoy playing against, this is just vomit-worthy. He's got Farewell in his hand, guaranteed, 100% guaranteed. Well, at least now he's not farewelling. Come on with these freaking lands, mate. You've got to be joking. Oh, God. God. Ah! Ah! Just the worst. Can't even cast that because of Jin. Thanks for the flood deck. We really needed that right there and then. Disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting deck. Gross. Blech. Azorius Control is the lamest color combination in Magic, period, paragraph. And please don't take that personally. You know, play whatever you like. It's the whole point of the game. There's something for everybody, but it's really not for me. Ugh. Wow, an actual copy of Thundering Raiju in my opening hand? Wow. Mono white mid-range. This is also running Farewell. We need to end this quickly. Squee. Yay. Probably Lightning Strike. If we draw one more land. Maybe Raiju. Boros, huh? I've seen this. Maybe Wedding Invitation? No. Okay, he's trying to reanimate stuff. Let's see if he puts the angel in the yard. No? Cool beans. Tapped land. Whew. Fingers crossed. Where does he put it?
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Gains 2. Takes 6. Woohoo! Got him! Alright, how are we doing for time? Perfect. Just at the 45-minute mark. And I think we've given RDW a fair run on the ladder. Not too shabby. Very quick matches, good turnaround. Just boom, 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 slam them out. If it's the type of thing you're into, then this is definitely up your alley. You've really got this or Gruul, but I think red is just better right now. The mana's a bit better. And otherwise you could try the mono white deck. But otherwise, something like this is probably the best of one version of RDW that you could think of. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, your comments are invaluable to me. But that is going to be it for tonight's episode of Meta Mondays. I will see you all tomorrow with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.